Welcome, Pisces, to the Temple of Consciousness. I'm on the big island of Hawaii, out off-grid, living a life of solitude and beauty. I've only recently arrived and I feel absolutely blessed to be here. Thank you very much for joining me, and for the many of you who have been following me for the last 9 years, I extend my deepest appreciation for your messages, for your loyalty, for your just your presence. Thank you for sticking it out with me, because I've been through some rather tragic stages in my life, and which were all necessary, I think, to bring me here to my sanctuary. So thank you, everyone, for all of that. I've already posted the Mars and Venus forecast for the month, and I would recommend that you watch that first. I'll try to correlate this reading to that, and then at the end of this reading, I will offer you a yoga pose that I feel is appropriate for the energies that are evoked or spoken about in the reading. So there's also a yoga mudra after the yoga pose. So there's a lot to watch, but take your time. And I even recommend watching it once or twice, because you might miss something the first time. And a lot of people actually like to watch the signs of their relatives to see what's up with them. And so I'd recommend that too. So this is relevant to you if your sun sign, your moon sign, or your rising sign happens to be Pisces, and I have sun in Pisces. So I want to thank everyone again for your lovely messages, your support. I need your support because of the fact that I've decided to live out here and there aren't really any sources of income other than you and your generosity and kindness, and in supporting me in all that I'm going to do and have done so far. I've been on YouTube for 9 years, maybe more, and I've always done my forecasts for free, and I offer you my personal and private readings as a means by which you can support me and glean the kind of information you need from your own guardian angels. So, all right. This is a 4-card spread, and the first card represents, let me bring this over here just in case cards decide to fly away. So the first card represents, wow, the focus, the theme of the month, and we have the Fool. The Fool is the first card of the major arcana, and as you can see, it tells a story, a beautiful story of a young man who's embarking on his first life's adventure, and he's blissful in his innocence and his trust. He looks up to his angels for guidance. His knapsack is meager, but carries everything he thinks or he believes he needs for his journey. He's at the very edge of a precipice, about to step off into the void, into the unknown. And there's a little dog barking at his heels. Whenever you're about to launch yourself into a new adventure, a new path, a new life dimension almost, then you have to trust the universe, trust God, that it will unfold in the best possible way for you to succeed at life, to succeed at whatever you've chosen as that adventure. The little dog represents the naysayers, the people who would rather you not even try. And it's the naysayer within as well. And he's ignoring the little dog, and he's looking up. So this is the attitude you should take this month. Don't worry about the possibilities of failure. Just move forward with innocence and trust. That is the prescription for you for the month of May. Let's see what's in the position of your specific challenge. It's very much like the Fool. We've got death as your specific challenge. Death is about the ability to let go of the old and to embrace the new, basically, but with a lot more drama. I like to imagine that this is the life cycle of a butterfly. At first, the butterfly is a caterpillar that crawls upon the ground and eats all day without any other incentive but to grow fat physically. So it's immersed in the physical experience. Then at a certain point, at death, the caterpillar decides, or is led into, or is compelled into a chrysalis, a cocoon, and there he gestates. Every cell of his body is regenerated, and he comes out as a beautiful butterfly, completely free of the earth, free of those restrictions, those habituated experiences that had molded you up until now. So it's about embracing this transition, this transformation, this dramatic movement forward, movement in your lifestyle, in your life, in your career, in all those facets of your life that have meaning for you. Because these two cards together spell real change on many levels. And so you have to brace yourself a little bit, because it could be, in your body, as the caterpillar is going through all those changes and transforming, you have to be in a state of complete surrender and meditation. And that's what's called upon for you to really allow for the change that is about to happen, that's looming on the horizon, to take place. All right, let me get another anchor. It's windy out here. In the position of the unexpected, so far we have the Fool and the Death card. And in the position of the unexpected, we have the Chariot, another major arcana card. The Fool is known as scintillating intelligence. because the Fool is mimicking the intelligence of creation, that intelligence that knows how to put things together properly. There's a little gecko here. And here we have a card who's known, the path of this card is known as the path of the house of influence. So there's a little gecko here. Maybe he'll crawl up and you can see him. Hi there. Come on. Can't catch you. All right. There's lots of geckos out here. I digress. I'm sorry. The house of influence. Unexpected influence. You influence someone or something in a way that is unanticipated, and it causes a forward movement, a tremendous thrust towards the accomplishment of your goal, because this is a card of victory. And the Chariot is a vehicle, so it can sometimes refer to actual traveling in order to broaden your influence, broadening your horizon in order to extend your influence. But the Chariot, again, has this engineering flaw in that it can only go forward. It can't go sideways. So it's a perfect symbol for total focus and single-mindedness and the ability to not be distracted by the goings-on around you, and just in a dogged and determined way keep going towards your goal. That is what is unexpected, and you achieve huge victory. All these cards are indicative of huge victory. That, again, was a little unanticipated. Let's see how this ends. We've got that gecko crawling on the computer, so hopefully not over the camera. There we go. All right. Another major arcana card. Unbelievable. 4. Pisces. I thought I was the only Pisces going through all this. This major revolution of spirit, matter, and consciousness, really. So here too we can draw the same kind of inference about the butterfly. We have an angel with a trumpet above several coffins with families emerging from them, as if the families had been locked away in darkness, as if they'd been trapped by their limitations, their self-imposed restrictions, or exterior restrictions. And the lid of the coffin opens up, like the cocoon opens up, and they raise their arms in a jubilee, a releasing of what was and an embracing of what is coming. You answer your calling. The trumpet from the angel is calling you to your destiny, to what suits you, to what is perfect as far as a life path for you. So The month is extraordinary and full of incredible potential. Incredible energy is released in May, so that it's almost like putting rocket fuel into the rocket and igniting it. And there you go, straight up, piercing through your limitations, your restrictions, and leaving behind the earth, which in this metaphor represents your past. So now I want to mention how I believe this reading, and again we have the Fool, the position of the focus, Death in the position of your challenge, the Chariot in the position of the unexpected, and Judgment as the conclusion, coming to a judgment. And remember, we have Aries, Venus in Aries in your second house of money. It's the death of an old way of making money and the birth of a new way of making money. It might be this adventure, this project that is concerned with how you make money, your finances. The Chariot could also refer to money making, going towards a goal, setting a goal and reaching your target, being victorious, and therefore filling your coffers with more gold. The Fool is known as scintillating intelligence. And we have Mars in your fifth house. The fifth house is the house of creativity, children, a young mind, which is, again, very much like the Fool, adopting a young perspective, not being daunted by your previous failures, and letting the creative impulse guide you towards a higher form of art. That is, art that is more genuinely from your heart and represents you in the present moment. That's the Fool. Putting yourself completely, immersing yourself in the present moment and being creative with what you have. Putting things together in a new way that you've never done before. And Mars in the sixth house, the house of your work, then becomes enriched, empowered, and you work relentlessly, but with a sense of direction that you didn't have before. And no longer are you burdened by the old and the outworn in your work. So it's about work. It's about making taking a new direction in your financial condition. Not being afraid, taking a risk. And in that risk, you achieve a calling. You answer a calling through your creativity and through your relentless work ethic. You might be very well going into a period of extraordinary health, leaving behind old diseases, old limitations, old chains, physical chains that bound you. And now you are able to surpass previous achievements on a physical level. So this is extraordinary health, extraordinary creativity, and a little bit more gold in your coffers. That is what I believe this reading means as far as its relationship to the astrological forecast. So thank you very much, Pisces, for coming to your reading, for liking, sharing, and subscribing. And just wait for the yoga pose that I have put to this particular reading for you. And for those of you who are new and don't know why there's a yoga pose after this, well, I'm a yoga teacher all my life. And I realize that spirituality is not dependent only on a pure mind and a pure heart, but a pure body. And the purity of your body is achieved through love and attention. The body is spiritual. It's a spiritual extension of your soul. And for it to deliver to you the experiences and sensations through life that you need to grow, it has to be healthy. It has to function on a higher frequency level. So you have to pay attention to your body. And this is a way for you to start. Practice the pose and think about the reading. And then follow that with a mudra. And use the mudra in your meditations. So thank you very much. And thank you for watching the previous Mars and Venus transit forecast. All of it is relevant and is part of the larger narrative that I try to give you for the month of May 2025. Thank you for joining, liking, sharing, and subscribing, and for supporting. I live out here and I need your support. I can't even express to you how important it is that I achieve some kind of level of support from the people who watch. Whether it's $1 or 50 cents or whatever you can afford, I would very much appreciate your help, and so that I can continue to grow my readings and to explore all the avenues of a spiritual assistance that I can provide. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next month. Namaste, all my love. Aloha. So welcome, Pisces, to your yoga pose for the month of May 2025. And in your reading, what it's primarily called for is a state of innocence, childlike innocence. And to accomplish that, you have to let go of the idea that everything is set in stone, that you are who you are, that you could never become anything else other than yourself, that you are an evolving creature, and there is no end to this evolution. And it demands that you always approach the moment with pure innocence and joy. So I'm going to show you a pose called the child pose. And it will put us into a mood of receptivity. Please fold your legs underneath you with the heels out and the toes in, and sit on your heels. With your hands on your knees, lean back and bring your shoulders down. Face forward and adjust so that the knees are in line with your hip sockets. Roll your shoulders up now and slide your hands up the thighs and around your hips, and lay your arms down behind you, palms up. You want to walk your legs in together and fall forward as if you're falling off that cliff. Descend into the void. Turn your head down. Open up your shoulders, your shoulder blades. Let go of your back. Lay the crown of the head down. Bend the elbows slightly, heels out, toes in. And just rest. And let go of all your tension, all your worries, all your problems. Release them from you now. Let go through the shoulders, through the arms, through the back, and through the spine. We let go. And we rest in place. And we sigh. Release the tension through several deep exhalations through the mouth. We let go. We let go. Releasing all of the old, the outworn, that which does not help you anymore. You let it slide off your back. You let it go. Releasing all of your worries and problems, letting it slip off of you. We inhale, we lift the head up, press into the legs as you lift the weight of your body up, roll your shoulders up, roll them back, place your hands into prayer with your eyes closed. Feel grateful for what you are and feel the enormity of what you shall be. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Bow your head down and say namaste. Thank you, everyone, for coming to this very simple pose that you can stay in for as long as you like. Staying in the pose while you're thinking about and meditating over the reading would help you very much to release the fear, to release the worries and the self-doubt, so that you can provide a fresh perspective on this new venture that you're about to experience. So now wait for the mudra of the month. So welcome, Pisces, to your mudra for May 2025. I'd like to show you a mudra that will alchemically purify your heart, your soul. It's with a pure heart and a soul that we can release ourselves from the weight of the negative. And you do it so simply. Place your hands in the form of a flower, like this, and bring it towards your heart. So it's a flower that's bloomed out like this. Close your eyes and feel as if you're flowering, blooming, expanding out freely. Breathe slow and deep and feel the purity of your heart and your soul. Open up the flower. Open it wide. Let in the purity. Let in the joy. Open up. Take several deep breaths. Exhale, relax the fingers and fold the flower in. We bow. Place your hands in prayer. Take a deep breath. We bow. We say Namaste. Thank you, Pisces. Enjoy May. It's going to be extraordinary.